We took $5 to Burger King and Naturally Woodstock in the Russell House. At Burger King, we were able to get a double cheeseburger, a small fry, and a soft drink. At Naturally Woodstock, we got a cup of lobster bisque and a cup of water. Although Russell House may be trying to push healthy eating, it's still more financially tempting to get more unhealthy food. A study from Granada University in Spain had university students work out until their body temperature reached 104 degrees. Then, half the students drank either water or a Gatorade, and half the students drank a beer. The study found that the carbohydrate content in the beer actually rehydrated students better than either the water or the Gatorade. USC's Hickman says there's plenty of parking in the area in the Horizon and Discovery garages next to the Coliseum. They want students to park in the garages because the garages are pretty empty while the surface lots are full. But parking in a garage comes at a price. This is how Patrick Mitchell used to be. Back in high school, this now grad student at USC fell deep into his Christian faith.
I started looking for myself at about age 15, 16 and found a church, fell in love with the idea, and started really pursuing theology and Christianity on my own.
In college, it became a main focus in his life.
I was a youth intern at First Baptist Church of West Columbia. I was a small group leader at Shandon Baptist. I worked with BCM, which is the Baptist Collegiate Ministries. I was the president of Fellowship of Christian Athletes for 3 years.
Things started to change for Patrick, though, when he started studying evolutionary psychology, or how human behavior changes over time. That explained human nature to him in a way that Christianity didn't. Then he reread his Christian books with a new perspective.
Found some really huge holes in the message of the Bible.
And now
I was forced to become an atheist because it wasn't by choice or volition. It was, well, this is the only option available to me.
He's found a new community in the Secular Student Alliance.
We're the group on campus for any non-religious, atheist, agnostic, secular humanist, what have you, non-religious students in general.
It's a community group and a service group, with weekly meetings and activities like passing out condoms on Good Friday to promote sexual health, and a Stone a Heathen Day fundraiser.
We use balloons to simulate stoning, which actually still goes on in quite a few countries.
And although being a non-believer in the buckle of the Bible Belt can be tough,
People hear atheist and they think these are immoral, godless monsters. And it's more common than you think.
Patrick is content in his new community.
People will mistake me for a Christian all the time because I'm smiling, I'm happy, I'm not walking around depressed and in the mud like the stereotypical atheist is. But all the freedom that Christianity promised me existed after I admitted that I wasn't a Christian.
And he doesn't plan on wavering in his atheist beliefs anytime soon. Amit Kumar, Carolina Magazine.
After the Oklahoma City bombings, people did the same thing. They jumped to conclusions that there were Muslims.
Tariq Salim is president of USC's Muslim Student Association. He says just like last night, he's tired of quick finger pointing at Muslims for terror attacks.
You know, if there's some type of evidence, then obviously they have to follow their leads, right? But in general, I think people jump to conclusions when right after the attacks happen.
And there did seem to be some jumping last night. A picture widely circulated on Twitter of a man in traditional Arab clothing claimed to be of a suspect related to the marathon, but was later proven to be unrelated. And officials from 6 different agencies searched the Massachusetts apartment of 3 Saudi nationals last night, but they still said they had no suspect. Salim says anti-Muslim remarks have become accepted in America.
Discrimination or remarks that are anti-Muslim have passed what we call the dinner table test in the United States. It's okay to say things about Muslims that one would never think about saying about the Jewish community or Christian community or any other community.
USC is a campus that welcomes Muslim and Arab students, with many of them taking classes here at the Burns Building. We went around to USC today to talk to students, and they expressed a range of thoughts about the attacks. Some say Al-Qaeda is definitely behind the explosions. Others say that's just jumping to conclusions.
I'm pretty sure it's linked to Al-Qaeda somehow, terrorist organizations, because that stuff just doesn't happen all the time.
I feel like they always jump to that conclusion just because of what happened, like obviously what's happened with those people, but I don't know. I think that's probably speculation.
Whack job, just independent, isolated person, no like large terrorist organizations, probably just one person.
And while Salim is skeptical,
I don't see any that trend changing.
he just hopes this stops being a trend. Amit Kumar, Carolina News. You see them all over campus.
We had less than 20 that were erected in that first couple of years. Now we have over 240 call boxes.
They're supposed to help students contact police in a time of emergency.
It's a direct line to the police department, and they'll actually be able to see where the location is of that call box.
And students say they'd use these emergency call boxes if they were in trouble.
I guess the best option would be the police call boxes around campus. You know, they're all around, so I figure I could probably get to one.
The student call boxes are pretty much it.
Probably would first off call 911 and then look for the emergency phones.
The numbers, though, tell a different story. In the past 2 weeks, there's been a rape near East Quad, a robbery on Pickens Street, and another robbery right here on Sumter Street in the middle of campus. There's one call box at the beginning of this block, but it's the only one visible on the entire block. And in each of the 3 recent incidents, there was not a call box activated a single time.
I'm not aware of the victims being in a position to be able to push a call box in those circumstances.
USC law enforcement data shows that a call box was activated 132 times in 2012, but 116 times no report was taken because there was no emergency. The call box was used to make an actual report of an emergency only twice last year.
I think it's more of an education thing. When we go and we speak to freshmen, when we speak to the community and let them know about what the call box is for, I think that helps them to use them more.
Liz McIntyre is a USC student and creator of Fight Back for 5 Points, a group that advocates for campus safety. She says she'd feel safer with more officers on the streets than with just call boxes.
I don't think that call boxes provide a sense of security at all. I think that, humans would provide a sense of security when there's more people around, when there's more police, there's a heavier police presence.
One student we talked to said a cell phone would be more useful than a call box.
When someone's following you, I think I would pick up the pace, and sitting there and looking for the next call box that's around may distract me.
In all honesty, this is terrible of me to say, but I don't know where one call box is. And if I were in a situation to need one, I'd have to run around and find it.
Grabsky says it costs roughly $85,000 a year to maintain the system.
But obviously the universities felt that that's an expense that's worth making because it has to do with our safety.
And even if they're not used that often, the boxes are just one of many helpful tools USC police use to keep campus safe. Amit Kumar, Carolina News.